Would it not be expensive, extremely expensive, to have scientists working on different ideas to bring them forward? Or does it just come out of one teacher at one college that our students pay the price to go to college? Okay, the students pay the price to go to college. They pay it back when they start to work. But most of the greatest of all students that get the greatest of all of the best jobs are the ones who made a discovery in school, saying that most discoveries happen when 20 students come together in school, where one student ends up learning the most out of anybody. Everybody else pays the tuition, okay, millions of dollars, and one student gets the payout of the millions of dollars. It's almost like going into a horse race. So all the science now needs is to make more money, to come up with a new idea, so the person who has the most money can buy that idea and keep it for themselves. So that as we work up the ladder, everybody below the top is working to give something to the top, so the top is stronger than anybody else forever, because he's paying the school an intuition of everything he wants, because everybody's making money to live that way. Raphael 7286. Should I stop it right here? Do you follow where I'm getting at? We pay through our time. We pay, okay, for people to continue the study into something that's going to flunk, that we don't even need on this planet. But if we don't discover and pretend that there is no after, and maybe we are the creators of the eternal life, maybe we are the reason we're here today, or the kind of reason that it took to come back here, or maybe there is no eternal life, but we will create it by the time one day one of us will be eternal. That will be eternity. In Matrix, they called it Trinity. They said one, N-E-O for one, Neo, Anderson, DNA, son of and, son of DNA. What more do we have to say other than the names that they use in facts? Facts, not fiction, the facts of science. I take the games and their science, building the odds into the reality of where their odds and their numbers and their names of everything, I turn back to the dictionary value. When they say number 7, I go 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1. But if you can only use every number once and only use 2, it's 4, 3, 5, 2, 1, 6. Now, where is 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 5 on this dice? It all has coordinates that somebody else did. So I take all these things and the reality of where 1 and 6 can come over here, since they're the opposite there, they crisscross, where 3 and 4 crisscross. Well, 3 and 4 crisscrosses, and 1, 4, and 7, or 10, 13, 1 and 3, 4, and 7, 16, 1 and 6, 7, okay, create all formations, 7, 10, and 13. 9 and 4 is 13, which is the reflection of 4 and 3 is 7. 7 and 6 is 13, for the reflection is 6 and 1. Where the reflection of 6 and 1 is 1 is opposite of 6, where 3 is opposite of 4, where 5 is opposite of 2, and all of these have their own reflection. And their own reflection that they have is that no matter what takes here, it's going to always be 14 and 7 on 2 different dice, which makes 28 and 14, or 28 and 7, because it's the same up and down for 2 different what's around. What's around is around for everybody, but what's an up and down is an individual into its own dice, because it's not going to cross. These are going to cross 14, 14, 28 cycle. These are going up and down, either this way or this way, counted 2 for 1, coming in one end, going to the other end. So if we had 2 1s up over here, we got 14 and 14 around. Which 14 do we have around this way? Which 14 do we have around this way? This way shows 1 delight. Well, this one here shows 1 delight. But anyways, whatever it is, watch this. The opposite of 9 is 5. 4 and 1 is 5. And 3 and 2 is 5. They're both 5. So if they're both 5, then the opposites both have to be 9. We'll just turn the dice a different way. I get 3 and 2, 5. The opposite must be the same thing, 9. The opposite of 8. What is the opposite of 8? They all have to equal 7. Remember, they all have to equal 7. What's the opposite of 8? 5 and 2, 7. 4 and 3, 7. 4 and 2. 5 and 4 and 3. I did not create this reality. Another one of my realities I want to put on top of that. I just started doing this yesterday. The sections must change. The in-betweens are always 2, 3, and 4. They're all valued at a 1.25 value. You see the way it makes the concave in here? These will all create the Star of David's. I didn't want to show this. I have to rip this out and or color it in. But when I have a 5 and a 4, I'm assuming to have a 4 and a 1. The opposite of 5 and 4, I'm going to show you on these dice. The opposite of 5 and 4 is 3 and 2. But I'm putting 4 and 1. How can I do it? Because what I am doing is I'm reducing sides. I automatically know this is 5 and 0 because it cannot be any higher. So I know where it's pointing. But this one over here is not. I can make a 5 out of this by just getting 1. So what was 2 and 3, I need 4 and 1 to create from one side. 5 gets 0. 0 equals 15. When 0 equals 15, it means it gets all the area, the two sides, the 15 balls in pool, plus the cue ball. From within they play, 5 plus 15 equals to your 20 world. 50 is half of 100. 20 is half of 40. And 20 is half of 40 because 20 is in between two sides of 40. And not only is it standing this way, but it's also this way. 20, 20. Two sections, 20, 20, 10, 10. 10, 10. Why is this 10, 10? Because this 1 to 9 and all the opposite sides creating a scar is 7 and 3, 9 and 1. It's 10 tens. Your 9 numbers create 10 in addition. And how do you want to create? We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. We're going to go to the next one, 6 and 3. Well, 6 cannot get 6. We need 7. Let's say I want to go to 7. Now, where was I going here? I was going to 5. I'm sorry. How was I going to 5 over here? 6 and 3 is 9. Okay, here's another 9. Okay, I can't use the 6 to get to the 9, to get to the 5. Why? Because 5 and 4, 9 is the opposite as 5. So I'm going to 5. So I can't go to 5 with this one, but I could with this one. I could take the 3 and the 2 to get to 5. But now, to get back to the 7 world, I need the 1 and the 4. 6 and 1, 3 and 4. 5775, the year we're in, is based on 54 the sun, 63 creation. 117. 60 and 50 is 110, and 4 and 3 is 717, the game of craps. That's what it was. 2 and 3 creates 7, 7. This creates your 5. This creates your 9. 5, 7, 9. 3 worlds. 3, 5, 7, 9. Once you have the 5 or the 9, you take the 3 with it, showing you the 3 worlds. 5 and 9 is the same thing. And 5 and 9, F-I-V-E-N-I-N-E, equals to number 42. B and D, the bed. Well, it just says bed, but for me, there's a story to it when the mind opens up to that reality. I'm not going to do 7 and 2 right now, but 7 and 2 create 7 times 2, 7 plus 2. And I, in, by, ru, in Beirut, or in 2 streets, or in the rule of, the split, Nini, Pupik, belly button. Is the belly button here and the spreading out vines that go along with it, because we have that rib cage, part of the beginning of the satellite dish, our stomachs, the beginning of satellite dish? You can lose your arms, you can lose the leg, your 2 ears, you can chop off part of a nose, lose all your teeth, but somehow the belly button and over here is like, so we have all that. The other part I wanted to say is that, so we didn't do the 10 yet, so we're going to do the 10 now. Sorry, since I'm here, we're going to do the 10. And the 10 is 5 and 5. The 10 is 5 and 5, and 6 and 4. Now, to bring this to the opposite of the 10, they each become -1 and -1, because opposite of the 10, okay, over here, is 2 and 2. Earth, the letter B and the letter Y are pronounced in this side here. Earth is number 52, and Jack the plug. The E and the I are exchanged. Instead of Nibiru, okay, it would be Nay, birth of B Street. This is actually saying Sesame Street in a way. because the E and the I are exchanged. French and English exchange the sound of E and I. So they're always pronouncing Nibiru. So this should be N and E. Or when N shows up, EIN can also say EIN equals 2, equals to a total of 28, 9 and 5, 5959 on the clock. And there's the word Einstein that comes over here, which brings up the word Schnitt. I don't know what the word Schnitt means, okay? But this is birth. This is to be of the birth of RU. It's the seventh gate. Why? Because 18 and 21, 18, 6 times 3, 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is Nibiru. 73 is Nibiru of creation. 7 and 3 is 10. 6 and 3 is 19. S and T. This is all created, my friends. All these things are created. Adia. Dia is day. 72. 9 times 8 equals 72. 72 times 5 is 360 degrees of AD. What is the AD? The 1 and 4. Birth of the sun and creation. Nibiru. Inside these numbers here, I'd have to get down. When I'm in the flow, I don't have to explain it to the end. 7 and 2 is the 2 worlds of the 7th gate. Obviously, you have a world here that you got to have a doorway for a reason, and this is the spirit passing all the way around. You know what? You have here this, you have here this, right? Like that. You have here that, and you have this one going this way. See, this one is going this way. This one is going this way. 1 and 1. The -1 and the +1. 2 different directions. So now we ended up with 5 and 6 and 4, and 6 and 4, the reality is 1 and 3. 2 and 2 is 4, 1 and 3 is 4. But the reality in this one over here, it's -1, -1, and this one is -2 and 0. So this would be 3 and 1. This would be AC. The 13th letter is M. AC, 1 and 3 equals 4, is McD. McD and cheese. They've doubled up the worlds over here. Anyways, another thing with Nibiru, 292. What is the 292? Get me this out of the way. These are doubles. Why are these doubles? Because it's 090209. These have 2 numbers. Took 2 to make this one. N is made with 2. It's the 14th number. A and D, 9 and 5 equals to 14. You can't go to 10, but you can go to 8 and 6 equals to 14. And you go 7 and 7 goes to 14, and N comes together. And 14s is the ring around the cube. Nibiru starts with the ring around the cube, AD. If we're going to 5, it's 1 plus 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 2, 9. This is the birth. 9 and 2, 9 minus 2, 7, 9, 11. 2 times 9, 2 plus 9 is 11, is 29, and 29 equals to 58. 5 eighths is 40, is the angel. Whatever it is, this becomes 18, this becomes 29 and 29. 2 times 9 is 18. Do you know how you get this? The IT system, the internet system. 20 is T. 9 is the letter I, IT. How do you create it? 5 times 4, 5 plus 4, right out of the number of the hole in the sun of love, passing through the hole of the sun of love. 5 and 4. 5 and 4 are the only 2 numbers that when you multiply them, it equals to 625. This is part of memory strand. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. 2 different levels, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 1 through 5, 7, 9, the center. This one equals 256. Same numbers. Both of them do not contend of DC. DC is the combination of Earth and Mars, which is a combination of Venus and Mercury. It's like I took the ink of the pen and I put it in here, and now I can control it, more or less. This whole thing is run through Jupiter in the house of Saturn. Under the birth moons of Pluto, and under the understanding that Mercury is controlled inside, within Earth and Mars, which is the birth of man. How does Earth come? It does not come unless Mercury and Venus are there. Earth needs Mercury and Venus. It is its life. Mercury and Venus live through the one moon of Earth and live in the house of Saturn through the communications of Jupiter, born from the house of Pluto, and under the skies of Neptune. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Where did I get these numbers? Science told me everything. They made everything perfect, and then I look what they did for my own perspective. Thank you for watching.